quarterfinal in the 2019 MAAC Men's Basketball Tournament features the three-time defending champion Iona Gales as they take on St. Peter's. Welcome you inside the Times Union Center, everyone. With Manhattan Hall of Famer Chris Williams, I'm Eddie Acapinti. We welcome you along. That's what we've had happen to this point. St. Peter's a come-from-behind win over Marist. Chris's Manhattan Jaspers a 4-point win over Fairfield, and then Monmouth outlasting Niagara late last night, partner.
Good evening, partner. We had three solid basketball games yesterday. We had maybe the best of the three. We called that first game, Marist and St. Peter's, went into overtime. But all of these teams have played close throughout the season. We shouldn't expect anything less during the tournament.
Well, exactly like you said, a 3-point game and two 4-point games in the first round. Yesterday for this Peacock team, they really relied on the veteran Devontae Turner.
Devontae Turner, again, came up big in the second half. Had a slow start. I believe in this game here, he has to come out and be very aggressive, be the catalyst for the St. Peter's team. My main concern for them is playing yesterday going into the next game.
Turner just 2 points in the first half against the Red Foxes, really went off in the second half. And we've got to look, Chris, at one of the winners in this league, maybe the ultimate winner, Ricky McGill.
Ricky McGill is one of my favorite players in the league. He is the catalyst for Iona. The one thing I love about Ricky McGill, he outlets the basketball so quickly. They love to be in transition, and he takes and makes big shots.
The man on the sidelines running the show for Ricky McGill in the Iona Gales is the newly awarded MAAC Coach of the Year, Tim Cluse. All he does is win.
All he does is win. He has a spot Monday night for the last couple of years.
And on the other sideline, you have first-year head coach Shaheen Holloway, a big-time winner as a player, and led his team to an upset win in his first MAAC tournament game.
Coach Holloway showed a lot of grit with his team last night. He's going to show you why he's one of the better coaches in this league.
Winner go-home basketball, quarterfinal round of the 2019 MAAC basketball tournament, and we're underway. First game here in this tournament for the three-time defending champions from Iona.
Very important for St. Peter's not to allow Iona to get into the forerunner position where they're out and they're chasing.
Early aggressive move from junior Ben Perez falls short, and here comes St. Peter's. We mentioned Turner, but this guy, Dallas Watson, was fantastic yesterday.
Watson played very well. He made shots feeding off of Turner, understanding there was a lot of double-team action on Turner, but he stepped up big.
Iona team that we know can score the basketball. How about this weird statistic? They scored and allowed the exact same number of points during the regular season, as right away offensive foul will be called on Quinn.
Stepping in there, taking that charge. But the St. Peter's players, they need to stay on the floor. Their core group did a great job yesterday. They can't afford to be in foul trouble.
They played a lot of minutes in that game yesterday, as Iona's going to pound it down low. Nice move by Tawan Agee.
Now on this Iona team, you have 5 guys who can give you 20 points at the blink of an eye. Agee is one of those guys. He has scary talent on this Iona team.
Third leading scorer, gets 13 a game for Iona.
And he's just scratching the surface.
McGill taking it away from KC Nadefo. Perez, extra pass, Gist. They play catch on the right side. And it's good transition defense from the Peacocks as now Iona back into settled offense with a 2-0 lead. McGill will fire away and give Iona now a 5-0 advantage.
And that's why they're so tough, partner. In transition, St. Peter's does a good job getting back, but that secondary offense, that's not a play. They just swing the basketball around. Ricky McGill gets a good look, knocks it down.
Not a set play, but it's just great basketball, and that's what you get from the Gales. Shaheen Holloway calls timeout after Iona has jumped in front, making the first 2 field goals in this quarterfinal.
Good timeout early. You do not want Iona to get to a big lead, and as I said earlier, you don't want to be in chase mode.
After it was started off with an Agee shot, look at the ball movement to McGill, and if Ricky McGill is consistent from outside, I don't know if anyone can beat Iona.
Well, Ricky doesn't do really one thing great. He's not a great shooter, not a great driver, doesn't have big-time athletic ability, but he does all of the small things. He's a winner, as you stated earlier, and what I love about him, he takes and makes big shots. He's been around for 4 years, but of the 3 years he's been here, all he knows is being in a championship game and winning.
Yeah, you said at our award show this morning his head coach has a residency on Monday night. Well,
no doubt about it.
If Tim Cluse is in seat 1, seat 2 is Ricky McGill.
And you know right behind him is A.J. Crawford.
That's a great point.
E.J. Crawford. I'm thinking of A.J. English.
And just all the guys that come from Iona who have won, right? That's the one thing that they seem to have in common.
At some point, they should call it Guard U.
St. Peter's still looking for their first field goal attempt as Iona's knocked down 2 of its first 3. There's a paint touch for Sammy Dowu. Has to kick it out. Shot clock to 1, and it'll be a violation. The shot went in, but it won't count. Turnovers for the first couple of Peacocks possessions.
Very good defense there by Iona. Their defense is underrated because they score the ball so well, but when they get ready, they can clamp down. For St. Peter's, I think it's important to get Sam involved, and you want Turner to get off early. Those two guys are so important. Their senior year, they have to leave it all on the floor.
Iona gets a lot of press, and deservedly so, for a prolific offense. But like you said, and this foul will be Taylor's second, will send Crawford to the line. They play championship defense as in when you get to this MAAC tournament, it could be man, it could be zone. They just get stops.
They have a system that works very well during the regular season. There are a couple of coaches in this league. Coach Cluse is one who understands exactly what it takes to win in the tournament, and these guys really get it defensively and on the offensive end.
Taylor will sit down with 2 fouls, and in will check freshman Manny Dixon. Had some nice moments for this St. Peter's team in that come-from-behind win yesterday over Marist.
I thought Dixon had some big shots in that second half, was not afraid at all.
The 2 Crawford free throws now push the Iona lead to 7-0, and they'll extend pressure. Now, Turner was slow to get started in that game yesterday with Marist. I don't think he's going to have that luxury tonight, Chris. I think he's going to have to get going early.
Not at all. I won't be surprised that he puts up a shot on this possession.
A strong move from freshman Casey Nadefo, and he gets in the scoring column for St. Peter's.
As I said in the opening, Ricky McGill very good with that lead pass to get things started. Not a set play. It starts the transition where you can get into your secondary offense where Crawford's able to knock down the 3.
Silky smooth release from the first team all-league honoree, E.J. Crawford. Here's Turner, lost the dribble, able to get it back, and that's a beautiful floater over A.G.
I like it, partner. Be aggressive, Turner. Take it to the cup, get shots up.
Iona started this one on fire. They've made 3 of their first 4. AG's going to test the range too, and this one will fall right to Turner.
Defense totally different that was played on Turner from yesterday. I think he'll get better looks than he had yesterday.
Turner and McGill, a couple of veterans in this league. Look at Turner get loose in the lane. Get the friendly roll.
They must have some sort of wire from here to the bench, or these guys understand exactly what I'm talking about. You need Turner to get into that lane, be aggressive, put pressure on that Iona defense so they are aware that he's ready to rock this evening.
You think they're piped into the broadcast?
I think so.
That.
I think so.
Dowu and Ag. So the turnaround. And St. Peter's will try to further cut into the early Iona lead. Gales jumped in front 7-0. St. Peter's has kind of settled this one down on the back of this guy, Turner, and he is fouled. Great start to this game offensively for the 3-time defending champion, the Gales from Iona. They jumped in front 7-0. They lead 10-6. Dialing up from distance is E.J. Crawford.
Begin with an education that combines a life of the mind with a life of service. Add a campus whose proximity to New York City makes it a global gateway. Include more than 60 degree programs and countless internship opportunities. Mix in a brand new Institute for Entrepreneurship and top it off with over 80 clubs and a Division I sports program. So how do you move the world? Start at Iona College.
We are St. Peter's University, a place where students who are eager to learn are taught by people who care, on a campus designed for both to thrive. We're proud to offer incredible learning opportunities and life-changing experiences. And that means our students are prepared to succeed in their fields, in their communities, and all over the world. Get to know St. Peter's University, the Jesuit University of New Jersey.
And the only meeting between these two teams during the regular season, a double-figure Iona win. And, Chris, they got 17 apiece in that game from Asante Gist and E.J. Crawford.
Well, again, you have 5 players who can score 20 points on this basketball team. At Iona, it's always difficult to play there. They get into a nice rhythm. But St. Peter's traditionally does a really good job on the defensive end, slowing down the basketball game.
Well, the tempo of that game definitely favored the Peacocks. It was a 62-46 Iona win. So not that up and down tempo that we've seen Iona do at times is now underway. Still no really early looks for Idowu, but Turner has gotten it going early. And there's Watson continuing his strong MAAC tournament. Big
time shot there by Watson. Had a solid basketball game last night. Stepping up there, defense sloughs off. He pulls up the 3 ball, nails it.
It was Watson who really carried the offensive load for the St. Peter's team in the first half against Marist. There's AG down low, creating space and one.
Strong move by AG, established great position down low. Sam underneath the basket, only 2 things can happen. You're either going to get fouled and scored. In this case here, he got both.
There's Idowu coming down, and how about the spin and the English that AG able to put on the basketball?
He may have gotten away with a traveling violation, but he's at the free throw line looking for an and one. Now this young man, as I stated earlier, has scary talent. Watched him during the warm-up. He can knock down the 3 ball, has a really great touch. As you see, he knocks that free throw down. Good footwork. His issue is most of the time keeping his head in the basketball game.
Oh, the leadership on that team, McGill and company, you figure that's something that they take on themselves. And there's Perez in the passing lane. He tried to throw it to Crawford. Nadefo and Turner were back.
Casey's doing a really good job getting back on defense.
And Turner has his shot blocked, but the foul was called first. And they're going to rule that on the floor with 14:57 to go in the first.
And again, that's the hustle play you have to have from St. Peter's. Get back on defense, allows Turner to play downhill. He needs to be in downhill mode for the entire basketball game, taking no plays off.
Perez will sit down. Iona will check in 6'11" redshirt freshman Andrea Rastanovic. We mentioned at the top of the program that Tim Kluse honored as the coach of the year for the second time. You know, this Iona team won the outright regular season title for the first time since 2014-15. And Chris, they brought back just 2 players that won a championship last year.
And it's so interesting that you state that. You would think this team year in and year out, a legal screen call there, would be at the top of the league, because when you think of MAAC basketball, most of the time you think of the Iona Gales, but they turn it up in the tournament. These guys understand there's a process, there's a system that they apply, and it has been working year in and year out.
And the ability to fit guys into that, whether they're 4-year players, 1-year, 2-year guys. You know, we do broadcasts during the year and during the regular season. I compared it to the New England Patriots just for their ability to fit people into the system they run. AG, oh, what a block. It was Woods and Nadefo that met him, and here comes Watson.
Casey's so good on that defensive end.
And this offensive foul will go on Derek Woods, discarding Tawan AG.
Good, strong move. Help side defense right there by KC, using his athletic ability, goes straight up, gets all basketball.
Well, in yesterday's game, Nadefo had 4 blocks. He's got 1 today. His blocks aren't just normal blocks either. They are emphatic, athletic plays.
Looking forward to seeing the development of this young man. Again, has a slight frame right now, but he plays so fearless.
McGill to the couple dribble pull-up. And then he's underneath, but the loose ball foul will send it the other way. They'll call it on Asante Gist. So the junior from East Orange, New Jersey, will pick up his 2nd foul, and he'll have to sit down.
Ben Perez comes right in. You talk about a guy like Ben Perez. He's really one of those glue guys on the Iona team. Makes the great pass, very solid, unselfish. He can score 20, but he's usually one of those guys more comfortable just taking shots that he knows he can make.
Watson long on his three, and there's Crawford underneath. AG, who set the screen, will pitch it back to McGill. Two-man game. There's Watson to rip it away. Here goes Dallas Watson. The bounce to Dixon. Great adjustment in midair.
Great defense by Watson, coming up with the steal. Good transition move. I like the English put on that layup to close it out.
The St. Peter's young guys, Nadefo and Dixon and Watson, having really good tournaments. Crawford into the corner to Rastanovic, whose three is long, and here comes St. Peter's now, down just 2 after trailing 7-0. And Turner took maybe 1 too many, and we'll go the other way.
St. Peter's playing with a lot of energy right now early on. I like the downhill call for the turnover. Turner is going out right now, but you want him playing fast. He's going to take a seat because he just played last night a lot of minutes. So you're going to make sure you preserve this young man.
He played 44 minutes in
That's
that
a lot
overtime.
of minutes.
That's a lot of minutes.
Keep in mind, everyone watching, it was an overtime basketball game that they were in.
Averages about 36 minutes a game during the season, and then as my partner said, he played 44 of those 45 possible minutes in yesterday's overtime game.
Again, another good defensive effort. Iona a little slow start here. They came out quickly, but right now the pace is going towards St. Peter's.
Well, Iona started on that 7-0 scoring run, and since then they've turned it over and haven't scored in the last 2+ minutes. While St. Peter's, they've got 6 turnovers, Chris, but they just got to get shots at the rim. They're 5 for 7 from the floor.
And you know what? Those are aggressive turnovers.
Nadefo, aggressive, and he'll go to the line.
Nadefo is fearless. Again, he's listed as, what, 6'5"? This guy goes to the post there, goes strong, draws a foul.
Well, you can be 6'5" and play in the post when you can jump out of the gym. This is a nice move and a patient move from the freshman.
Goes right at Maxwell. Good footwork to get to the inside to draw the contact.
Free throws coming for Nadefo. Shoots him at 64%.
Well, he's listed as 6'6", but most of the time when you're around 6'5", 6'6", it looks the same. I'm 6'4". Once in a while, you may think I'm 6'6".
I would.
What do you think?
If you said you were 6'6", I wouldn't bat an eye.
Gotcha.
That's why I wear the hair so high, so I can get close.
And what does the hair make you?
I'm about 6'1" with the hair.
I like it. I like it.
With 12.5 to go here in the first. There's McGill catching it on the run, pulling up, and able to get the friendly roll.
Iona going to that weave. A lot of teams have success with that, especially when it gets really quickly. Defensively, you have to figure out if you want to switch or go man-to-man. McGill figuring out exactly where there's a spot, gets to that mid-range, knocks it down.
Dixon has to save it in bounds. He's able to do so to Watson. Watson being aggressive, and he'll earn a trip to the free throw line. A possession look almost like a busted one, but good hustle from Manny Dixon.
Another good move by Watson, getting into the paint. Paint touches are so important.
Iona started off this game up 7-0. Their leader, Ricky McGill, giving them a 2-point lead here in the first half. First quarterfinal in the 2019 MAAC tournament. Iona, an early 2-point lead over St. Peter's, and partner, so far a close one.
So far, close basketball game. St. Peter's controlling the tempo. Maybe a little rust for Iona. Had a couple of days off, making their adjustments. But if you're St. Peter's, you want to be in a situation where you're playing downhill, getting to the basket, being aggressive early, because Iona has that spurt ability. They can score buckets quickly in bunches.
And you like that St. Peter's, you know, when you get that first win in the first round, teams that get a game under their belt always seem to perform pretty well in game two. And yes, you want rest, but this is Iona's first team in the tournament. It may take them a few minutes to shake out the rust.
It usually does, but a team like Iona, they're so explosive. So you want to try to get ahead of them if you can, because they go on a 12-0 run, and before you know it, you're down.
Another free throw coming for Dallas Watson. Yeah, they go on, let's call those championship runs, and they know how to do it. Another free throw for the talented freshman from Brooklyn. Tied up again. That'll get Turner back in. A brief rest for Devontae Turner. He'll take out Watson.
And that's so important to get these guys rest when it's an opportunity. If you notice, you get rest close to a timeout so you can get some additional time on that bench.
Iona breaking the pressure, and Perez will earn a trip to the free throw line.
Perez being aggressive, usually an outside shooter, but he's going to the cup there to earn himself 2 free throws. Anytime you get to that line, see that ball go through the basket, that helps that outside shot.
Perez, a good shooter, shoots it well from 3, shoots 79% from the free throw line.
You got him.
I know.
Never fails.
I'll make sure to apologize to Ben after the game. It's that fine line between giving the information and the jinx. And you know what? It's probably I did it too late. I should have did it earlier.
You got to give the fella some love because he's a good free throw shooter. See, I didn't get him there.
That's a good point. Close one here in the first half. Times Union Center, Albany, New York. First of 2 quarterfinals here tonight, and then the other 2 are tomorrow. Turner, oh, it's a strong move to the basket for Devontae Turner.
I'm feeling Turner being aggressive. Didn't settle for that shot there. Got deep into the lane.
Well, he has no trouble just throwing his body around. Under control, though. Very impressive.
He said last night his favorite player is Allen Iverson. Plays fearless, just like him.
There's AG. He's fouled as both Clay Brown and Woods were there. They'll call it on Clay Brown, the freshman from Queens.
Clay Brown on the floor for the first time. He started off this game coming off the bench, obviously, but he didn't play much last night. I don't think he got into the basketball game, but it's important for a guy like him to come in and sustain and be good on the floor for a couple of minutes.
Well, that's what Dixon did right in the game last night. Manny Dixon with AG at the line. He came in, had good moments, hit a couple of shots, and earned himself more playing time.
Clay has good size, 6'4", from Queens.
Yeah, the New York City bragging rights that must be discussed among the St. Peter's players. Unbelievable when you see the storied high school programs that they come from.
Right, Clay played at Lincoln High School. Tremendous amount of history from that school.
You do yourself a favor. I was getting ready for the game. I started looking at the alums from the high schools.
Oh, my goodness.
My goodness. The Wikipedia
I won't
page,
even start Lincoln.
It's unbelievable. Here is Brown. Going to go down low. Woods. Shot clock down to 5. Brown's going to pull up. And there's Taylor. He seems to win a lot of 50-50 balls for St. Peter's, doesn't he?
Those are the balls you have to have. Didn't mind the shot there by Brown. Just didn't like the hesitation. Take it the first time.
St. Peter's trailed 7-0, tying this game up. Woods spinning right into AG, and that'll be a charge.
Great job in the post defensively. I like the defense by Maxwell, which turned him right back into AG, drawing that offensive foul.
And you got to be in great position to draw that, and AG was right where he needed to be.
Woods thinks he has good position. He spins when he sees that one defender. AG right there to draw the charge.
And thankfully not hurt, because those elbows were coming in high. Crawford sizing it up, and E.J. Crawford knocks down his second three from straight away.
E.J. Crawford is a matchup nightmare. 6'6" lefty, can knock down the three ball, gets to the cup, and he's a lefty, which helps out everything.
18 a game for the junior from Hartford, Connecticut. You could tell right when he stepped on the court as a freshman he was going to be good, and he has just consistently developed every year.
Ideal player that fits well in this Iona system.
Inside out look. Turner's going to pull up just inside the free throw line. There's Taylor again down low, and Quinn Taylor makes it a 1-point game.
Taylor back on the floor with 2 fouls. Again, he comes up with the big 50-50 balls, as you stated. Rebound there, put back.
Fair to say he plays a lot bigger than his 6'4" frame?
No question about it.
It's a great move down low. Crawford starting to feel it.
Crawford mixing up. He knocked down the 3 ball previously. That time goes to the post. That's why he's such a tough matchup.
He's got 10 here in the first half.
It's a quiet 10.
Yeah, it is. Our first player in double figures as the Iona lead is 3. In the passing lane, Perez again, but there's that guy again, Quinn Taylor. Turner the pull-up. And Idowu can't secure it. It'll go back over to the Gales.
Well, Sam was unable to get that rebound, but he's the one guy I like to see get on track also. Didn't have a big offensive night, but I like him in that post, and he can stretch it out as a stretch 4 because he can knock down shots, but he needs to be a little bit more aggressive also with Turner.
Just 8 points in 34 minutes last night, but Idowu, he fits into that matchup nightmare category as well.
Yes,
Averages
indeed.
11. Here's Crawford. 2 Peacocks run at him, and then AG able to knock it down.
AG at 6'8", going outside, knocking down that 3 ball with a nice touch.
Just as quickly as it was tied, Iona's made 4 shots in a row to lead by 6. Here's Watson going to drive on McGill, and look at Ricky McGill, the veteran, getting position and earning the charge call.
Championship defense there by Ricky McGill. Getting too much bouncing there by Watson, especially with the defense set.
You called it perfectly. He does a little bit of everything well.
And he's going one-on-one defense right there waiting for him. Uses that chicken wing, extends that. Anytime that happens, that gives the official the liberty to give that call.
Gill just makes winning plays on the basketball court, regardless of which end of the floor it has to happen on. Imagine the confidence winning 3 tournament championships gives to you.
Man, that is great. I had to fight to get the one I have, and this guy walks in here, gets 3 real quick.
Looking for ring number 4, and he's got some help as Tawan Ag doing it inside. Also able to step out beyond the arc. Gales up 6. 4 straight from the floor for Iona. The last one, a 3 from that gentleman, encouraging his teammates. Tawan Agee with 9 in the first half.
Tawan Agee has scary talent. When I made that point earlier in the broadcast, he's the type of guy who can do everything you need on the floor. He can shoot it. We've seen the 3 being made. He can post up. At 6'9", there's no one in this league who can match up with him when he's on a roll.
And added just a whole different dimension to this Iona team that does nothing but win, but they always seem to have that guy who's either, however you want to phrase a partner, chip on his shoulder, has that edge to him, and Agee just fit right in.
He's the JC transfer that usually comes in year in and year out for Iona that really gets him over the hump.
Idowu able to tip it to himself. It's amazing how they just infuse those guys into their program.
Iona in the matchup zone.
Taylor, the start and stop, and that's a good move from Quinn Taylor. He'll earn the free throws after he's fouled from Jonathan Maxwell.
Taylor found a soft spot right in the middle of the zone, made a quick decision. Goes straight to the cup. Not a lot of communication between the defensive players there. Again, you have to make sure you're talking in the zone so everybody knows what's going on. If you ever go to an NBA basketball game and you compare the sound to a college basketball game, totally different. At the NBA level, everyone is talking, communicating. Good college basketball teams do the same thing, but on average, most teams don't talk as much as they need to.
Yeah, great point. As Taylor goes 1 for 2. Yeah, at a game, right, more times than not, there's, especially at that level, there's more talking in between the lines than there is typically in the stands. The only place there's more talking is the broadcast table.
You
really.
Got it. Well, you know you and I are going to definitely talk. That's a given.
We'll communicate. We'll be good. Little 2-man game. Crawford and his 10 first half points. Backing down Turner. And look at the defense from Devontae Turner.
Turner being really tough in that post. I thought Crawford did a great job being patient, trying to exploit that matchup.
Crawford, the size advantage, but don't tell that to Devontae Turner.
Well, you said it yesterday, pound for pound, he may be the toughest player in the league.
And we see him challenge bigger guys all the time, and not just going to the rim, but plays like that defensively.
And I think we're being generous saying he's 6 feet tall. He might be a little bit smaller.
6:38 to go here in a well-played first half. There's some fans filing in. Those are Canisius fans awaiting the second quarterfinal tonight between Canisius and the Manhattan Jaspers.
Tough shot by Watson coming off that screen.
Watson shooting it very well here in Albany this week. Up to 7 first half points. He's leading the way for St. Peter's as they just hang around. There's McGill on the other side. What a look and a massive throwdown. Look out below to Tawan Agee.
Wow. Big rebound by Ricky McGill, but as I stated earlier, this young man has scary talent. Forced the bad shot. Ricky gets that rebound, sees his partner. Look out below. Headshot.
The whole play really made. McGill saw the air ball, knew where his teammate was going to be, and oh wow, Agee bringing everyone to their feet. So we've seen a little bit of everything from the junior. We've seen the step out 3. Now we've seen his ability to be strong inside, and he's into double figures with 12. See if St. Peter's can respond to that play. Chris, that's one of those emotion plays we talked about in our broadcast yesterday.
Watching St. Peter's, again, they are not rattled at all. Came right back, got the ball in that post there. Sam unable to finish, but he gets fouled.
Well, that's a good job by Idowu, who knows he missed an easy one, but not putting the head down, sticking with it, and he'll go to the free throw line.
It's important after a play like that, getting your composure.
Well, you've You've got to keep composure after something like this happens against you, and just dropping the hammer is AG.
There's nothing you can do. Sometimes you just have to let that one go. You have to let that one go.
Yeah, I give credit to he and Turner having a nice conversation underneath. I give credit to anyone who tries to get in front of a dunker, because I would seek out shelter in a situation like that.
Well, one thing I always tell people who ask questions about, well, Smooth, have you ever been dunked on? Of course I have. If you've never been dunked on, there's two reasons why. You're not playing with good enough players, and you don't play defense.
That's a
I
good
didn't play
point.
a lot of defense, but I did play with good players.
That's a good point. If anyone says no, they're just lying or didn't play a whole lot of basketball.
And to the flip side of that, I've caught my share of people also, Eddie-O.
Oh, it's a two-way street.
I've caught some bodies also.
Can't claim I ever have.
I think you've tagged up on some people here and there.
That 6-foot rim is a beautiful thing. Crawford going right into the body of Idowu. That's good defense from Sam Idowu down low. Again, St. Peter's just hanging around in this game. Iona's shooting almost 50%, but Peacock's right there. Watson pulls up. AG's feeling it a little bit. He sets the screen for McGill. Gisty's checked back in with those couple of fouls. Another big block. Idowu sending it back. Taylor back the other way. And he was out of bounds when it came down.
Great job by Sam on two defensive plays, protecting the rim, patrolling that lane area. And you need that. Gist thought he had an easy layup. He got past the one defender. Sam right there met him at the glass there in transition. St. Peter's unable to finish.
St. Peter's has a couple of rim protectors in Idowu and Ndefo who make life hard when you get into the paint. It's an open look for McGill. And then an over-the-back foul will go on Rastanovic.
KC working so hard, doing a great job boxing out. Unable to come up with the rebound, but he'll earn himself a trip to the free throw line. Good move to get himself in the lane. He's deep. Sam right there waiting for the help side.
Now, we've talked about the Iona success, but in a weird way, these two can't avoid each other in the postseason. This is the third straight year that they've met. The previous two were in the semis. This one is to get to the semifinals. And we mentioned Ricky McGill, but Devontae Turner's played in those. Quinn Taylor's played in those. Sammy Doe's played in those. Chris, there's a lot of major minutes logged in the MAAC tournament on the floor both ways.
Well, if you talk to each team to a man, they would understand this is a tough matchup for both teams. If you're Iona, in contrast, St. Peter's slows everything down. They grind you out. They make the pace much slower than Iona wants. And if you're St. Peter's, you're saying, well, listen, Iona wants to run, and they have those spurts that can kill you at any time because oftentimes St. Peter's has inability to score the basketball. So which side can really prevail? And right now, St. Peter's doing a really good job staying in this basketball game, just hanging around, and you have the advantage of having Turner, who can possibly make a big shot for you.
McGill comes right back as soon as St. Peter's cut it to two to knock the jumper down.
And you talk about big shots. Ricky McGill gets right to his spot, foul line extended area, pulls up, knocks down the shot.
He has possessions like that where he just says, I'm taking this, guys. And that's the senior being a leader. St. Peter's shooting 50%. They're 9 out of 10 from the free throw line as well, helping keep them in this game. Ndefo knocks down the three.
Great job by Sam. The defense had really got into the lane area. He had no choice but to take it. Shot it with confidence.
McGill comes right back and puts in the long two.
Ricky McGill starting to heat up. Nice quick move. Again, mid-range. That wasn't a three.
Shaheen Holloway calling out instructions to his backcourt. 3:25 to go here in the first. Turner's going to attack from the baseline. He puts it in and one.
Another strong move by Turner, attacking the cup, going right at the big fella. That could have been close to a charge, but he sacrificed his body, earning himself a chance to go to the free throw line, looking for another and one.
He'll go to the line when we come back. His free throw could tie this one up. Iona a 1-point lead with 3:20 to go in the first half. St. Peter's, a team full of resolve, following the cue of their leader, Devontae Turner. Today's game is brought to you by I Love New York. Find what you love in the state. Visit loveny.com. And also by Pepsi Zero Sugar, New York Lotto, and also Geico. Chris Williams, Eddie Acapinti, your broadcast crew for this quarterfinal round of the MAAC tournament. Devontae Turner, partner, doing his best to keep his Peacocks in this game.
Turner in attack mode, playing downhill, going strong to the basket there. That case theory, Maxwell comes out to him. Maxwell 6'8", 230. He knows he can get around him, gets strong into that lane. AG thought he had a charge there. Loved this expression, but keeping his composure, which is good for Iona.
Emotion's a great thing when kept in check, as Turner able to tie this one up at 32. Much faster start to this game for Devontae Turner than yesterday when he just had 2 in the first half, already 9 points.
Solid first half here for St. Peter's. You like Turner starting off quickly.
There's Giss with the shot clock down to 8. Crawford, the catch and shoot off balance 3 is pure.
He's such a tough customer. Line drive 3, nails it. Telling the official he may have got hit on the hand, but he was still able to make the shot.
Well, E.J. Crawford, just a shot maker. 50% from the floor, 38% from 3. A tremendous free throw shooter. Really no holes in his game offensively.
Professional scorer.
Latter stages here in the first half. Defo exploding to the rim, and he'll have a chance for an and one.
Another fearless drive, avoiding the charge because of his athletic ability. KC showing great bounce to finish that play. Off of one bounce from the three-point line, gets all the way to the rim.
An impressive young player, Casey Nadefo, having himself a MAAC tournament.
If you're a St. Peter's fan, you have to be excited about these young guys playing fearless here in this tournament. Obviously, didn't have great season, but they understand they can beat everybody in this competition, meaning the tournament.
Yeah, once you get here, once you get to the Times Union Center in Albany, all bets are off, right? You can have anything happen pretty much. At least till Monday night.
Right. Usually your main concern is your young players because you're not sure how they're going to react in this setting here.
Well, every time Iona seems to get that brief lead, St. Peter's with an answer. Perez, that's a great pass to Maxwell. A little too far under the basket. And Idiowu tips it over to Turner. See if the Peacocks can take a lead as they've made 3 in a row.
You notice how off of the defensive stand, St. Peter's doesn't push it unless they have something. controlling the tempo.
There's Idowu down low, gathering, and there is a St. Peter's lead. That's their first lead in about 10 minutes.
That's what I was looking for on the previous play. I thought Sam had a favorable matchup. That time they went straight to him, and he went strong to the cup.
McGill exploding to the basket. And that's what Ricky McGill does when his team needs a play. He's there to make it.
Guess who? Ricky McGill. Big time play, strong to the cup, help side defense wasn't there just yet. As soon as Ricky gets it, he goes straight to the basket. Defense wasn't there. Late, he gets fouled.
Called upon to be more of a scorer this year. McGill gets 16 a game. Another strong half. He's got 11.
Just think about the different guards that Ricky's been able to play with. Talked about A.J. English, big-time scorer. Ricky was on a team with him. Understanding what it takes to be a winner. Cashmere played with him a couple of years. All these guys could score the ball. Ricky can score it also, but understanding playing with them, he wasn't the main guy.
Well, he's done it all, whether he was the complimentary guy, the main guy, just missing a steal here. Good deflection from Peyton Hudson, who just checked in. Crawford to the cross. Good transition defense. McGill will fire up a three.
All started with that advanced pass. That advanced pass is so important for Iona. It starts off their transition and it gets them into a secondary opportunity.
Inside of a minute to go in the first half. Watson down low, Idowu lost it, gathered it, and there's Sammy Idowu being impactful.
Sam doing a great job keeping the defender on his back. Again, a deep post up. Watson delivers. Again, when the defender's behind you, only two things can happen. Either a foul or a score. Sam puts it in. St. Peter's up by one.
How about this first half? Three-time defending champion Iona jumps in front 7-0. St. Peter's battles back. This has been a little bit of everything, partner, here in the first. And how about the resolve of this St. Peter's team kind of weathering that early storm to now take a lead?
Considering St. Peter's played a really tough game last night. Not a lot of time to prepare. Not a lot of time to recuperate. These guys are just out here balling, understanding the things they need to do. Control the tempo. Take advantage of matchup opportunities. You want your two top players, Turner and Sam, to be aggressive, and they've done all of that thus far in this first half.
Well, there's another game tonight, but before that, second quarterfinal, our mascots are going to play at halftime.
I like the mascots. That Canisius mascot looks tough, boy.
Got a little.
The golden griff.
Got a little movement to the griff. Inside of 30 seconds here in this first half. Maxwell a high arcing three. And great hustle from the freshman Clay Brown. And if St. Peter's chooses, they'll take the final shot of the first half already with a 1-point lead in hand.
Again, that's a shot St. Peter's would live with. Maxwell taking a three, was on target, unable to make it, but coming out of timeout, you would think McGill or Crawford would take a shot.
Here's Turner gonna go with two and unable to get anything going towards the rim, and that will get us to the break and a half. That has seen the 9 seed St. Peter's trying to do the unthinkable, knock off the 1 seed in consecutive years in the quarterfinals. It's been a great first half for Tawan Agee and Casey Nadefo as the freshman has been impactful on both ends. We've seen our fair share of highlights too. It's Tawan Agee trying to march Iona into the semifinals, and we've started halftime here in Albany. crowd awaiting our second quarterfinal partner, but we still got a lot of business to get through here in this first quarterfinal with St. Peter's up 1.
Yes, indeed. St. Peter's did a great job controlling that first half, controlling the tempo.
They fell behind 7-0. They lead by 1. Maybe they're just more comfortable playing from behind. They fell down double figures to Marist before winning that game yesterday.
Well, again, they can't afford to play from behind against St. Peter's, but if we take a look at the brackets, had a great 8-9 game yesterday. Obviously, to have St. Peter's get into this game, Fairfield and Manhattan was a good one. Niagara and Monmouth, late night. Again, these teams are going to battle it out. I'm looking for close games for the duration of the tournament.
I completely agree, partner. The next time you and I are on air, we've got maybe the most intriguing matchup of the quarterfinals with Ryder taking on Siena late Saturday night. Can't wait for that one.
And we expect this place to be packed.
Oh, it'll be rocking. The mascots taking center stage here at halftime in the Times Union Center. Our first of 2 quarterfinals here on Friday. St. Peter's with a 1-point lead over Iona. As we continue along at halftime, it's now time to shift our focus and take a look at some of the best newcomers in the league, the MAAC All-Rookie team.
2018.
Well, the kids wanted a puppy, but they can be really expensive. So to save money, I just found him a possum.
Dad, I think he's dead.
Probably just playing possum. There he is.
There's an easier way to save. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
NCAA college basketball returns to Atlantic City in 2020 when the MAAC teams battle it out in historic Jim Whalen Boardwalk Hall. This destination resort is the perfect backdrop for Division I men's and women's hoops, with excitement and entertainment on and off the court. Whether you come for the day or take advantage of special stay and play packages, Atlantic City's world-class shopping, dining, gaming, and spas await you. Make your plans now for the MAAC Basketball Championships in AC, March 10th through 14th, 2020.
Step 1, complete. From this point forward, only the elite advance. Destination Tampa Bay and the Women's Final Four. The 2019 NCAA Division I Women's Basketball Albany Regional, March 29th and 31st at the Times Union Center in Albany, New York.
Bounces right back with a triple. Great job here. And that'll do it!
Visit ncaa.com/WBB tickets and get your tickets today.
Speed and precision, unrelenting power. This trophy is not given, it must be earned. The 2019 NCAA Frozen Four, April 11th and 13th at KeyBank Center in Buffalo.
With a shot, 75 Morris takes the shot.
Visit ncaa.com/Frozen4 and get your tickets today.
Welcome back at halftime here in this first quarterfinal on Friday night. That's 1 point St. Peter's lead, partner, falls after they started this game trailing 7-0. What an end to this first half for St. Peter's.
Controlled the tempo of that first half. Again, they allowed Iona to get out quickly, weathered that quick storm. But we talked about the two key players for St. Peter's, Turner being aggressive, and also Sam getting some touches in the paint, which were big. But you have to give some credit to KC. He was big in that first half with 12 points.
Well, how about Iona turning those 9 St. Peter's turnovers into 10 points? Without that, St. Peter's might even have a bigger lead.
Iona is so explosive. In this second half, you're going to look for them to really try to open it up. But I thought St. Peter's controlled the tempo was the main thing in that first half. You know Iona's going to make the adjustment. Crawford here, he's so tough. A tough matchup, knocks down the three, and he can get inside.
See what this second half has in store. The 3-time defending champion Gales trying to advance. Times Union Center, Albany, New York, second half, ready to get underway. Number 9 seed St. Peter's with a 1-point lead over the MAAC Coach of the Year, Tim Cluse's Iona Gales. With Manhattan Hall of Famer Chris Williams, I'm Eddie Acapinti. And all right, partner, you've won a MAAC championship. Iona knows what it takes to win a MAAC championship. Right now, they're in a fight for their lives, however, as we begin the second.
Well, yes, sir. Coming out in the second half, most teams make adjustments. Let's see if St. Peter's can sustain a run by Iona.
Right out of the break, Watson's 3 is short, and he had a strong first half with 7, but Iona getting a stop not even 20 seconds into our second half.
Looks like that was a set play ran for Watson to come off to shoot the 3.
Iona getting an early touch for AG, and it's defended well by Idowu on this possession.
Really good position defense by Sam, throwing AG off balance.
Take a look. St. Peter's had a very balanced scoring first half. They had a handful of players getting to that score column. Iona only had 4 guys score, albeit 3 of them in double figures. The Peacocks have gotten contributions from a handful of players. Turner, the ball in his hands. Shot clock to 3 to the pull-up. And it goes over the top and back to Iona.
Tough shot, 2 tough shots by St. Peter's. If you're a St. Peter's fan, you like to see that ball get into the post. You want Sam to get some touches. You ended out that first half with him getting great looks in the paint.
Yeah, the strong end to that first half for the senior big man, Idowu. Minute and a half gone by. Want to post AG again. He catches it deeper this time. Spins towards the baseline side, and that is just too tough for Tawan AG.
Key word, catching that ball deep, established great position. At his height at 6'9", able to go right over Sam.
AG feeling it here. He's had a strong game, a team-high 14. Perez stepping in front of Idowu, and he wants to run. Throwing it ahead to Gist. Gist goes the other way, and there's Nadefo.
Casey once again with a huge block. He would have blocked that on either side of the rim.
I really think, Chris, he just takes off and then figures it out in midair. It's amazing.
And he plays with an angry demeanor.
Idowu double teamed. Ball staying on the left side of the floor as Watson, the contested two, is good for Dallas Watson.
Dallas made that much tougher than he had to, but he knocks down a big shot there.
And there's the Defo, more impactful plays on the defensive end.
Using his athleticism and his length so well.
Miguel kind of got caught up, and now St. Peter's will try to build on a 1-point lead. Idowu, that's a nice step through for Sam Idowu.
Beautiful job finding him inside the paint area. Great touch inside the lane. He was so deep also.
And back the other way, Gist pulls up and he's fouled by Taylor. It'll be 3 free throws and a kind of deflating play if you're St. Peter's, as Asante Gist will go to the line.
Transition again. Gist feeling the pressure from KC, but like I said, he would have blocked that on either side of the rim. Very reminiscent of LeBron James blocking the shot on Andre Iguodala in the championship. Again, most players understand, use that rim as a shield to protect the block, but when you have guys that athletic, they control both sides, and he was able to block that shot.
I mean, that
reminiscent now.
It was unbelievable. Nadefo took off expecting to use his right hand,
right,
and had enough air under him, in midair, mind you, to say, oh, he's going the other way. Let me get the left hand involved. That's a special play. You don't see that often.
Big time bounce.
Another free throw coming for Gist, as he's a 76% shooter. Did miss the first one.
Well, you have to give Gist credit on that play. As a guard, a small guard, you are taught to use that rim and go to the opposite side.
Well, you talked about McGill being a guy not afraid to take and make big shots, and I know it's a small sample size, but some of the games I covered this year, Asante Gist has that in him as well.
He's in the same mode. He is definitely in the same mode.
After those 2 Gist free throws, the Peacocks lead by 1.
Iona turning up the defense. Like the work down low. Look at that defense by AG.
And then he takes it away from Watson. His bullet ahead, intercepted by Idowu. The turnover is that's just a back-breaking play.
Coach Holloway imploring Turner to be aggressive. He had an opportunity to go straight to the cup, and he laid back.
Well, here goes now Turner. He's going to create space with the step-back 3, and there's Devontae Turner again.
Turner said, well, listen, Coach, if I didn't take it to the basket, I'm going to step back and give you a 3, and we'll get one more.
How about a 4-point St. Peter's lead? And there's AG just muscling it up and in.
Strong move. I thought that was good defense by Sam. Better offense by AG. Keep an eye on the disposition of AG. You don't want him to get too high. He's starting to bark a little bit.
Game high 16 for Tawan AG. And a foul here with 15:37 remaining. It'll keep the action on this end of the floor, and it'll go on Crawford. Peacocks with a 46-44 lead, the 9 seed, putting a scare into the 1 seed with their own number 1. That's Devontae Turner. Well, good reason for that group to be excited as St. Peter's, Chris, leads Iona 46-44.
They should be excited right now. I'm going to explain tempo because oftentimes you hear it and it turns into a cliche. Controlling tempo is so important when you want the pace to be slower. What that means for Iona, they're used to going up and down. If I can get 5 shots opposed to 2 shots, that's huge. The tempo at 2 shots means I can't get a good rhythm. At 5 shots, I can possibly make 3 out of the 5. If I only get 2, and if I miss 1, I'm down numbers. So it doesn't allow a team like Iona to get into a good rhythm, and you have less players touching it. That's why the tempo is so important for St. Peter's to keep it slow.
I think you make a great point. People throw the word around without truly understanding how it impacts a game. Idowu off the window, and they build on that lead.
Sam throwing his body around in that post area, once again getting great position. Look how quickly Iona comes right back at you, Ricky McGill.
They quickly transition to offense. Sammy Idowu picks up the foul. It'll be his second. So free throws coming for first-team All-League recipient Ricky McGill. And just look at the numbers as well. When you see 9 versus 1, regardless of what conference you're talking about, you know how 9 can stay in a game against 1 regardless? They shoot 60%, and that's what St. Peter's is doing.
And that is a great thing, and it's more so about taking good quality shots, great looks. Paint touches are big for St. Peter's.
Idowu now in a double figures, joining Nadefo and Turner. McGill goes 1 out of 2.
Guess who comes up with that rebound? This young fella is playing out.
Nadefo, the Elmont, New York native, also played his ball at Lincoln in Brooklyn. Here's Idowu. He's good handle for a big man. Dixon a bit too much dribbling, and he turns it over. There's McGill, sees the middle of the floor open, and there's Nadefo again. And then Turner able to win a 50-50 ball. And St. Peter's can hold it up.
Casey is all over those block shots, running the floor with another huge block in transition.
And then he commits the offensive foul. He discarded McGill with the offhand. The veteran McGill getting that call, but Chris, he's doing it again.
Can he just track that down? Good help side defense underneath, but he goes up high to get the block. Now that's a ticky-tack foul. I would have to say that. Because it's right in front of us in the open, I guess the official makes that call, but you can let that be a play on.
Idowu rebounding the Crawford miss. I'll tell you what Nadefo and Idowu are doing down low. They're really going to make you think twice about getting into the paint, getting to the basket, because you either got the big man in front of you, and you have to look over both shoulders if Nadefo's chasing you down.
As part of solid defense, big foul here on AG. I'm sorry, that's on Gist. I thought that was on AG.
Well, it's a crucial call either way because it was going to be one of those players' third fouls. Iona probably a little fortunate it's not AG as it'll go on Gist.
Coach Klus elects to allow Gist to stay in the ball game.
Loose ball foul here on the inbounds. McGill and Turner battling for it. It's Ricky McGill's first foul.
Well, that's a really good job by Turner holding off McGill. I thought he had a great read on that play because that would have been similar to a pick six. He gets that steal. He's going to be in the open court for a layup. You like that football reference in there real quick, huh?
I love it. I love it. I sometimes, I think, go too far with that, so I try to.
Well, you do both.
I do both?
I know my homework with my partner.
Iona defense going to extend out a bit. They throw over the top of it. Idowu able to bring it down. There's Nadefo. That athleticism, again, making an impact, keeping another possession alive.
And that is huge.
3-point St. Peter's lead. Turner looking for more.
Turner once again downhill, screen to the right, elected not to use it, went to his left, another basket in the paint.
And Tim Klus calls timeout as Devontae Turner forcing some nervous moments for the 1 seed. as the seniors got 14 points here in the second half, making an impact not only beyond the arc, but able to get to the rim. Tonight's game brought to you in part by I Love New York. Find out what you love in the state by visiting lovenewyork.com. And by Pepsi Zero Sugar, the New York Lotto, and Geico. As you get a great look, partner, at champions past and present for the Iona Gales.
Those are some good teams for Iona, and the one consistent thing in all of those pictures is Ricky McGill.
McGill's in all of them. Yeah, Tim Cluse is in all of them. Winners abound, but right now the top seed and three-time defending champs find themselves down 5.
Right now, St. Peter's is putting some pressure on Iona. They're doing a really good job getting the ball in the paint area. Paint touches are big for them, either off the post-up or the dribble drive action. You can't allow a team like St. Peter's to shoot such a high percentage and expect to come out of here with a victory.
Big possession here out of the Tim Cluse timeout for Iona. See where they go. Crawford trying to muscle up the lefty shot, and he rolls it in.
It's ironic that Crawford scores that basket during that break. You said smooth. What does Iona do? You have 2 first-teamers, as I stated to you on this side of the basketball. I'm looking for Crawford and McGill to play big to close this basketball game out.
And a big answer from E.J. Crawford, who's up to 15 points. There's Dixon going to get into the paint, and he rebounds his own miss.
Excellent job by Dixon. Sam is starting to be double-teamed. He's going to have to pass that ball out. Guys have to be ready to shoot or drive to the cup.
Crawford in the post for the second consecutive possession. And there's a whistle down low. Idowu, some brief contact, and then AG ran away. It'll be foul number 3 on Samuel Idowu.
That may be a blessing in disguise. I'll tell you exactly why. There was a one-on-one matchup with Crawford and Turner, which is a size mismatch. Turner had been able to post up on that last possession. He was looking to get more.
McGill to inbound, 12:41 to go here in the second half. 5-point St. Peter's lead. Crawford being aggressive. Tries to rebound his miss. He does. Can't get the stick back. AG to the rim. No whistle. And not on the first one, but on the second one.
Good job by Iona, just keeping that basketball alive. St. Peter's being so scrappy on the defensive end.
There's a lot to digest here, partner.
AG gets to the cup there. No contact called there. He gets the rebound. Actually, that play looked clean, but he's going to earn himself 2 free throws. That replay didn't do justice for the officials.
Yeah, a lot going on there. Still waiting to see who they credited that foul to. AG will have another one coming.
Again, I stated earlier, keep an eye on the disposition of AG. You want this guy to be tuned in, engaged in his basketball game. You don't want him to go too high on the negative side and you lose him.
They call the foul on Turner. It's his second. AG able to knock down a pair to make it 52-49. Now Iona will extend that pressure. Turner and McGill, how about that matchup?
Iona going to a trapping type defense, trying to get the ball out of the hands of Turner.
They run the double team at him after the Adowu screen. Shot clock down to 4. Defo, that's a great one-on-one move, but he lost it on the way up.
Ricky McGill with the quick hands at the last moment.
Making the winning plays that he needs to. St. Peter's still up 3. We got a good one. Don't go anywhere.
Well, kids wanted a puppy, but they can be really expensive. So to save money, I just found him a possum.
Dad, I think he's dead.
Probably just playing possum.
There he is. There's an easier way to save. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
NCAA college basketball returns to Atlantic City in 2020 when the MAAC teams battle it out in historic Jim Whalen Boardwalk Hall. This destination resort is the perfect backdrop for Division I men's and women's hoops, with excitement and entertainment on and off the court. Whether you come for the day or take advantage of special stay and play packages, Atlantic City's world-class shopping, dining, gaming, and spas await you. Make your plans now for the MAAC Basketball Championships in AC, March 10th through 14th, 2020.
2019 MAAC Basketball Championships. We are in the capital region here in Albany, New York. And in our first quarterfinal, number 9 St. Peter's on top of number 1 seed Iona, 52-49.
Can't say enough about St. Peter's controlling tempo, getting into the lane, taking quality shots, just putting pressure on Iona. But you have to understand, Iona is a team that can spurt really quickly, meaning make shots, get after you defensively, and before you know it, you can be down 10 points.
And the more this game stays close, partner, and the more it's up one possession game late, you have to figure, while Iona has the guys to make the plays, give St. Peter's confidence.
That's why tempo is so important. You want to slow the game down, small the game, meaning make it a situation where they don't have enough time to go on that real big spurt.
Another football reference, trying to shorten the game
up?
Yes,
indeed.
I love it. There's Crawford, the pull for 3, and there's Turner down low to clear it.
In essence, St. Peter's wants to go to their running game. They don't want to pass the ball. I'm killing you with the football references.
I love it. I love it. I'm going to have to give you a call in the fall. 13 on the shot clock. There's Turner. Big rebound by Quinn Taylor. And it's stripped out of bounds. It'll stay with St. Peter's.
You talked about Taylor coming up with big plays in that first half. That rebound was huge, not necessarily because he was able to score the ball, but they get another possession to take some time off that clock.
It goes to your previous point, right? It's really time of possession, if you will. Watson running around a screen. The big man's going to step out. And Crawford will watch it go out of bounds.
Sam has the ability to make that shot, but he's been so good in that paint.
Third straight year these two teams have met in the postseason. Both times prior in the semifinals. This one in the quarters. Last year, St. Peter's defeated 8th seed Monmouth, then knocked off top seed Rider. And they knock off a top seed again. There's Idowu to corral the rebound.
That's a shot St. Peter's will definitely live with from AG from the outside. Klus going with the zone with the big fella up top.
More of that 1-3-1 look. We saw Crawford playing up top there early in the second half. Great opposite look. There's Taylor able to finish.
Beautiful pass by Dixon. Head up, got the ball all the way through the defense from the top of the key to the baseline.
AG this time with that elbow catch. The spin is going to go back, and that is a wild shot that falls for AG.
Again, I thought Sam played great position defense. Beautiful move by AG. This guy has a special talent.
He's made a couple of those in this game. One possession. Midway point, second half. Don't go anywhere, everyone. We've got a good one. Owen Watson just lost it out of bounds off his hands.
Just turning up the defense over there on Watson.
See where Iona goes. AG's got 20. Crawford's got 15. And they give it to him right at the free throw line. And there's EJ Crawford to make it a one-point game.
Easy money for him. In that position there, all he has to do, turn and face, flick of a wrist. That young man there is a professional scorer.
That may be one of the easiest buckets Iona's gotten here in the second half. And AG, that's good defense. I know he unfortunately kicked it up into his face, but it's good reaction time as St. Peter's will inbound. Normally good hustles rewarded. AG that time got the brunt of a deflection. Unfortunate timing on this play.
Got his leg, foot in the passing lane area. That ball ricocheted right to his eye, but it looks like he's okay. He wouldn't dare come out of this basketball game now.
He's feeling it too. He's got 20. Turner gets just a moment of space, can't finish. Here comes Gist. Iona trying to retake the advantage. AG a little one-on-one with Idowu, backing him down. Going to the reverse side, and Iona back in front.
Big man basketball right there. AG going straight to the cup there. Able to use a nice spin move on the baseline, using the weight of Idowu on him to spin and get that off the glass.
McGill steals the backdoor pass attempt. This is one of those potential runs that Iona goes on as they've retaken the lead.
And it starts with good defense.
And then AG's fouled by Idowu, and that is his fourth.
Again, this guy has a special talent, able to put it on the floor, and when he gets on a roll, he starts to feel it, and he can do a little bit of everything. That's why his disposition is so important. When he's into it, he's one of the best players in this league. Not on any all-conference team, but he has first-team talent.
One of four Gales scoring in double figures, 13 a game. AG with a game-high 22 here this evening. Idowu has to sit with those four fouls, so they go right back to AG. Now checked by Woods. To the middle of the floor, AG will go to the line.
Great recognition, understanding AG's on a roll. Woods just comes into the ball game, throw it right at him. Late double team comes over. He's able to go through the double team with strength.
Yeah, I know AG's not, he seems, I think, thinner, but say that to anyone playing him. He is as strong a big man, smooth. He seems to know how to use his body really well.
In our league, he's ideally a back-to-your-basket big, but he has a skill set where if he played at possibly the Big East or one of the power conferences, he would be considered a stretch four or a swing man, and his skill level is not quite there right now, but you know he can do it.
We've seen so many talented bigs come through Iona. You mentioned Jordan Washington.
Yes.
Let's take it back a couple years earlier. How about David Lowry?
Wow, that's
a fantastic player.
Remember Lowry bringing the basketball down to alleviate pressure. And I can see AG doing that. Again, he has another season, but this young man will definitely play somewhere at the next level.
An 8-0 run for Iona. One of those championship runs that they go on. Turner trying to answer. Woods down low, the third try, and a foul.
Great job by St. Peter's on the glass. You would have loved Woods to put that in for an and one, but being aggressive, they're making their living in the paint.
An 8-0 Iona scoring run gives the Gales a 3-point lead. All right, Chris, it's time to get the crew together, me, you, and KC, because it's a block party.
Back in Philly, we used to have a good time at block parties. Everybody gets together, have some fun. KC getting up high to get that one. Get another case here. Look at Big Sam. He gets a part of the party. Let's get one more. Let's see KC. He gets that on both sides of the rim. Let's grab one more. Let's get that one. KC, go up high. All they need from us, I think you need to bring the chips. I'll bring some iced teas. The block party's going. We need a good DJ, some Will Smith, because we just going all Philly. A little bit Meek Millie.
Okay.
Everybody's going to have a good time at that one.
You know, you got to throw in a couple. We got to get a little old school in there.
Let's get
too.
old school.
Let's get. I mean, I'm going to take it back
Some
to
MJ?
my childhood. I need a little bit of that, but I need a little Boys to Men if we're going to
Boy,
Philly.
let's keep it in Philly. Boys to Men. You got it. Jill Scott.
Always.
All right.
Always.
Classic.
We could go
That's
way back.
That's a classic block party.
You want to go way back?
Give me one more.
Billy Paul.
Woo!
I'm going way back, Philly.
Way back.
My radio. If someone gets in the car, I throw them off completely.
I love it.
They don't know what's coming at them.
Woods misses that first free throw. This is a big one. He needs to get something out of this trip down.
Big second one for Woods, and he makes it a 2-point game. Woods is from Trenton. Is he allowed in the party?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. 7:45 to go. Iona up by 2. Here's Crawford into Defo. This is a really good matchup. And Crawford able to hit it over him.
Once again, that's too easy for Crawford, reminiscent of Carmelo Anthony. When he squares you up, gives you the jab step, puts you on the island, he can drive, he can pass it, or shoot it.
You give Crawford that much room to operate. He's so dangerous. Turner into the lane, needs help. Woods will try a free throw jumper, a huge shot for Derek Woods.
Big time shot by Derek Woods. Knocks that down. I thought that was great defense by Ricky McGill on Turner.
Haven't mentioned Ricky McGill on this end of the floor in a while, and the Defo put just a very slight touch on Crawford, but he got 2 hands on him for the foul.
That's a tough matchup for KC because Crawford is much stronger, and when they leave him on that island like that, he uses that rip through, and he's going strong to the cup. As a lefty, that's another advantage.
So Crawford, who shoots it well all over the place, 83% from the line. Another one coming. This one could make it a 2-possession game with under 7 left.
Crawford, one of Connecticut's finest.
Yeah, you can't go to Hartford, not drop the name Crawford. Got good authority. His dad, the unofficial mayor of the city, and EJ following suit.
He gets a lot of love in Hartford. Watson may have gotten away with a push-off. Ricky McGill tried to sell it. The officials didn't buy.
Iona lead is 4, and this game may be at one of those tipping points. Big possession for St. Peter's, and where do they go for the bucket? McGill hit the deck. Here's Watson. Oh, and he and Woods not on the same page, and they turn it over.
Watson got so deep he should have taken that when Woods wasn't ready.
McGill into the corner. 3 from Restanovich is too long, but there's AG. Oh, it's a deep one for Gist, and it's short.
St. Peter's dodged a bullet there. That's when I talked about controlling tempo and getting into a rhythm with attempts.
One of those threes falls. That's one of those back-breaking shots that Iona has specialized in this tournament. AG rebounding the Nadefo miss with 5:40 to go, and Iona will slow it up just a minute.
Talked about the demeanor of AG. Keep an eye on the demeanor of Casey. He's one of those guys who can get so high on the opposite, and also you want him to stay on a good, even keel.
AG, being aggressive, but too much spin down low. There's Woods able to play good defense and get the rebound.
AG with great footwork, unable to finish.
Couple of possessions in a row. Good looks for Iona, but it stays a 4-point game.
Like to see Turner get a good look here if possible.
Taylor, he throws one towards the basket. And there's AG down low again, his 6th rebound.
AG showing presence inside. Looks like he's tired.
Yeah, he does. Breathing heavy now as we come into the latter stages. 4:40 to go in the quarterfinal.
Most people don't realize when you're posting up banging against a big fella like Woods, it takes a lot out of you.
Gist into the lane. 3 for McGill.
Excellent dribble drive action. Ricky McGill able to knock down the 3, but Gist gets so deep in that lane.
And Shaheen Holloway takes timeout as Iona goes on one of their patented runs here in the MAAC tournament. Ricky McGill's 3 makes it 64-57. The Gales are used to being the only team left standing on Monday night. They're taking a big step to getting back there, Chris, as they've taken a 7-point lead here late in the second half.
Well, they have that spurt ability. We just saw that right before our eyes there. The ability to use their first team players to a T. coming out of a timeout, you and I had discussed what are they going to do. They went right to Crawford. He was able to score the basketball from outside and then go to the mid post and then go deep down low. And then Ricky McGill knocks down the big three off the great penetration from Gist. So these guys are the ones who usually step up when Iona needs to get a run going.
Well, this was a tie game just a couple of minutes ago. That's what you said. The two all-league guys have to step up, and they've done that.
And have to give some credit to AG because he played well inside that post, giving you some good moves. Not on any all-league team, however, but he plays with first-team talent.
Where does St. Peter's go for offense now, as they haven't scored in over 3 minutes as Iona's built this 7-point lead?
Either go inside to Sam or Turner has to take a shot.
Dixon has taken some big shots here in the tournament, and he makes it 64-59.
And Dixon says, well, listen, Smooth, I'm taking a shot, and I'm going to make it.
He has not been afraid to take shots in big moments.
Nice mid-range jumper.
They throw it up to AG.
Great look. McGill, AG rolling to the basket. That gets him going. AG rolling to the basket. That gets him going. He throws it down with one hand.
Answering the St. Peter's bucket with authority. Idowu showing the big body down low. And
Casey tried to come in with the rebound and stuff it with two hands. Timing just off a little bit.
Partner, we're firmly in. You called it yesterday. Winning time with Iona up 7.
This is when each possession becomes much more critical.
Oh, and a whistle. Nadefo will pick up his 4th foul.
St. Peter's foul 11, Casey Nadefo. That's his 4th personal, team's 9th of the half.
Just a good read by Ricky McGill. AG using his bounce, all-league talent right there. No question, this guy could easily be on any all-conference team.
That's a tough angle to catch a lob at, too. That is a difficult play that AG made look really easy.
Again, this guy is so long, very good bounce. Watched him during warm-ups. He did a number of dunks that could possibly win a dunk contest.
They're coming at you right here.
Gives you a little added there afterwards.
Oh, he's got his faces will make the all-face team.
You got it.
In this 9-point Iona lead, and this is what they do. They eventually find either the weakness or they get to that breaking point in a game, and Iona seems to always have enough, Chris, to just push through when it matters most.
Well, St. Peter's is not going down. Dixon with a three-pointer right in front of his bench. And these young guys from St. Peter's, meaning they're rookies, are playing big.
Manny Dixon, again, 2-possession game, and St. Peter's says not so fast. And down low, here's Crawford again, 25.
Just tough to match up with him. When he gets you in that ISO, squares you up.
Watson's going to pull it out, nearing the 2-minute mark in an 8-point game. A lot of ground to make up now for St. Peter's. Whistle on AG will be his 3rd, and that will only be the 5th foul on Iona, so no free throws coming.
St. Peter's still battling. They're within punching position right now, only down by 8 points. But you question if they have enough to score quickly and get stops.
Watson will get it into Idowu. Turner coming around screens into the corner. His 3 is good.
Big time shot by Turner. I like the play called there to get him that look.
Difficult shot for Devontae Turner, and it's a 5-point game.
The Iona guards are so strong with the basketball.
Gist into the corner. And Rastanovic will throw it down low. AG getting right down to the block, and Idowu, a massive block shot.
Looks like Sam had all ball there. AG has to get back on defense.
Turner wide open again. 2 in a row for Devontae Turner.
Excellent transition opportunity there. Turner finding the open spot. That play was made because Sam runs the floor. AG was behind at half court. They were in a number situation. Turner knocks down the 3. 2-point ball game, 1:16 remaining.
We were counting this one all.
You were counting them out, buddy. I'm trying to give you. Listen, man, there's a lot of time left.
It's tough when Iona takes a lead to not think anything but how about the resolve of St. Peter's and Devontae Turner?
Watson, good decision there, finding his backcourt mate in transition. The previous set play going over top, 2 knockdowns. Now he's in a good rhythm, Turner, able to knock down some big shots. My question was, could they score quickly and get some stops? Transition opportunities, knocking down the 3 ball, you have a 2-point basketball game.
Minute 16 left. Turner has been in the middle of everything for St. Peter's all season, but especially in this tournament. He's the reason they pulled it out in the second half and overtime against Marist, and he's the reason we have a 1-possession game.
We said that in our previous game. You want your stars to shine in games like this. You want them to have the opportunity. As much as we like the young guys from St. Peter's and you want them to take and make big shots, but when you have all league players, those are the guys you want in their hands. Let them create. If the young fellas are going to take shots, it has to be off a feed from Turner, off a feed from Sam, where they're benefiting from your all-league type players doing what they do well. On the flip side, Iona, cool as a fan. They're going to come back out. Most likely McGill, Crawford, they're going to get a touch to get this thing started. And if they need to go down low, AG has an opportunity. But keep an eye on AG's disposition. I can't say it enough. He thought he got fouled on the other end. That's why he was late getting down to the defensive end. So they may not go to him. His spirits might not be into it.
Well, here's the one thing I know. The pulse of Ricky McGill probably hasn't changed all game, right? He's the cool customer, the winner. Right now, this is as real as it gets here with a minute 16 left in a 2-point game.
And keep in mind, Iona's leading. They're not down.
McGill gonna catch, gonna go to the basket. There he is.
You called it. We saw that play earlier. It comes to Ricky. He makes a quick move going to his left, but the light floater with his right hand off the glass.
Inside of a minute. 72-68. Turner's made 2 threes in a row. One was contested, one open. McGill's face guarding him in the left corner. Here he is. Turner with 5 on the clock. To the crossover. Another 3. Turner 3 threes in the last couple of possessions, and it's 72-71.
AG did a really good job coming out to make Turner step back, but he gives you a good move to make space and knocks down the 3 over the big guy.
5 seconds the difference between the game and the shot clock. St. Peter's is going to play it out. Gist will give it up to Crawford with 5 on the clock. He'll go to the basket. The shot missed. Loose ball. Idowu clears it, and a foul is called on Tawan Ag.
Wow.
It's only the 6th Iona foul, so no free throws, but St. Peter's will get it with 5.2 left and a chance to win this game.
Get the ball to Crawford. Good move going to his left. Help side defense right there by Big Sam. You like Crawford going to the left. Those are shots he can take. But again, enough there defense where that ball is short and Sam can come up with the rebound. Oftentimes, when you come over with the help side trying to get that block, that's an excellent opportunity for AG to get that rebound. But that shot was short. Sam able to contest it and get the rebound. St. Peter's 5.2 remaining, has an opportunity to close out this basketball game.
What an unbelievable finish that. We have 60-second timeout on the court. Iona was up 8 points, partner, just a very short while ago. And on the back of 3 threes from Devontae Turner, it is a 1-point game, and now the Peacocks have a chance to steal a quarterfinal game.
Well, the good thing that St. Peter's has going for him on this last possession, because Turner has knocked down his last 3 attempts, He's coming off screens most likely. So you're thinking you're going to have to run at him. If you're running at him, I'm thinking going to that basket. I want Turner playing downhill. I want him getting that basketball. If he comes off of a screen, your Iona defender, you don't want him to shoot the basketball. He's good enough to go off the bounce, get in that lane, create something, put the onus on these officials right now.
If you're Iona, right, there's the one guy you can't have beat you is Turner, but we have seen Dixon take and make some big shots, and Watson as well in this tournament has shown that he's not afraid to take it.
As much as I like those guys, Eddie, as much as they've stepped up, Turner has to get this basketball in his hands. I'm going to take a guess that Ricky McGill will try to guard him and deny him, but I want Turner touching this basketball.
St. Peter's has made 4 in a row, including 3 triples from Devontae Turner. So Quinn Taylor will inbound the length of the floor. St. Peter's does have 1 timeout left if they need it. Now Iona will take its last timeout after seeing the initial alignment that St. Peter's came out in.
Well, the one thing St. Peter's has to do is we've just noticed they have to take it the length of the floor. 5.2 remaining is plenty of time, but again, in college basketball, oftentimes you have guys panic.
1 point Iona lead with just over 5 seconds left.
That space, again, the big fella on his heels, Turner able to rock back, knocks down that 3 right in front of the basket. Probably the easiest 3 for most guards to make.
There's not enough adjectives to describe the will of this St. Peter's team. Coming back, veterans. They picked off Marist yesterday. They're trying to knock off the top seed for the 2nd year in a row.
Now it looks like Iona's a little confused on the defensive end. Turner's taking that ball out, but again, I'm guessing that he needs to get it right back.
He'll inbound the ball, and he'll get a free run at it. Idowu gives it back to him. Here comes Turner, and he's fouled. Turner is fouled just above the 3-point line by Agee, and he'll have 1 and 1 with 2 seconds left.
Eddie, coming out defensively, I did not like that setup at all. There seemed to be a lot of confusion from Iona because Turner was taking the ball out of bounds. They were out of position. He gets it right back. They had to foul him.
What a sequence. That foul not only will send Devontae Turner to the line for 1 and 1, it fouls out Tawan Agee with 26 points.
Again, you get the ball to Sam, you know it's coming back to Turner, so that puts Agee in a position where he's on his heel backpedaling, and he reaches out, he's called for the foul, and like you said, that's it for him for the night, but it's only 2 seconds remaining.
So Agee and his game high 26 over on the bench. Now it's not 2, it's 1 and 1 for Turner. St. Peter's leading scorer shoots 80% from the free throw line.
Big free throw here. Oftentimes when a player has made 3-pointers, you don't want them going to the free throw line shooting long shots.
Huge free throws for the senior. His first one. Pulls the string. There's a jump ball on the rebound, and it'll be Iona ball. Oh, Turner's been fantastic all second half, and he misses the front end, and Iona will inbound with 0.8 of a second left.
Wow, that's so disappointing. Turner at the free throw line, an 80% shooter. That ball rattles in and out, but on that rebound, it looks like KC had the inside position.
And the inbounds to Crawford, who's fouled immediately. It'll be Nadefo's 5th foul, and now E.J. Crawford will go to the line as it'll be 2 free throws for the junior. And, oh, partner, I don't know about you, but the way that Turner's played, you can't help but feel for him in that moment.
Well, I love his reaction here. The young man is still playing with a lot of composure, but I made a great point before he went to the free throw line. That shot goes all the way on. After shooting long shots, making that adjustment at the free throw line is more mental than anything. And as a player, you probably can understand that more. Going up to that free throw, he's made 3 3-pointers. I'm correct, 3 or 2? 3 3-pointers.
3 in a row at one point.
3 in a row. So your long-range shooting ability is on mark. But going to that free throw line, you have to make that adjustment, and sometimes it can be difficult.
So 2 for Crawford. And he misses one. Now there's 4/10 left. St. Peter's does have a timeout, but
now,
with
Crawford
just
might be better off missing this free throw.
I was going to say, with just 4/10 left, let's see what E.J. Crawford does. And he's going to make it 73-71. And St. Peter's will take its final timeout. Now Shaheen Holloway's got to bring the troops over, settle everyone down, and partner try and draw something up. Not a whole lot of time in which to operate.
Well, 0.5, not sure if you can get a really good one off in that short amount of time, especially if you're taking out underneath your basket. The only thing I'm thinking of is something long on a tip-in, if possible.
You know, teams have plays like this for this scenario. And like you said, it's kind of been a roller coaster of emotions these last couple of possessions, hasn't it?
Well, again, this closeout has really been taxing on your nerves if you're a St. Peter's fan or an Iona fan. As a broadcaster, it's like, wow, you feel for the young man going to that free throw line. But again, you want to close out this basketball game and try to make this a game and win it if you can.
Well, every title run has those moments. Can St. Peter's pull off a stunner with .4? Restanovich will guard the ball. Taylor will inbound. He's going to have to throw it over the 6'9" Andrea Restanovich. And there's the deflection, and that will, I thought, end the game. It says there's 1/10 left. So we'll probably see the same thing that we would have seen.
Great job putting the big fellow on the basketball. That's the reason that's done. It's done because of that play.
And it's 1/10. All you can do at 1/10 is tip it in. So Taylor throws the touchdown pass. Idowu makes the catch, and Iona will survive. The top seed and 3-time defending champions Iona Gales take St. Peter's best punch, and they advance 73-71 into Sunday's semifinals. Oh, what a game. St. Peter's has its run end after upsetting Mariston, giving Iona all it can handle here in the quarterfinals as Tim Cluse's Iona Gales move on into the semifinals. St. Peter's gave it one heck of a run. They shoot 57% from the floor, but the 17 turnovers, Iona able to capitalize. They take great care of the ball themselves. They make their free throws down the stretch, and behind 26 points from Tawan Agee and E.J. Crawford, they advance, and Crawford is with my broadcast partner, Chris Williams.
You're used to these type basketball games. You seem to be very calm. My question for you, when you're in those ISO situations, what are you thinking?
I just try to get what the defense gives me. You know, if they back off, I'm a shooter. If they get up on me, I'm going to use my body. You know, if they come me up, I'm going to spin back or do a floater. You know, I got a lot in my game.
I can hear that. As a fellow lefty, love seeing you go into the basket, knocking down that 3 ball. Second question. In your tournament run, you usually have one game where you have to get over that hump. Is this that game?
I hope so. You know, this was a tough one. St. Peter's, they played tough. They're a good team, but as your question, I hope so.
Got you. Have a good one.
I appreciate that.
Coach, congratulations. You're used to these type of basketball games in a tournament.
Yeah.
What are you thinking at the end of that basketball game?
I thought we gave them a chance to take the game from us with a pretty stupid play. I hate to say that, but it was.
I thought your big-time players, Crawford, McGill, stepped up big when they needed to.
Well, I don't think anyone else besides those two and Tawan Agee scored. I don't know if anyone else scored for us tonight. And they were just making play after play, and they did everything we needed to give us a chance.
Excellent job, Coach. Congratulations.
Thanks, we'll take it.
Back over to you, Eddie.
Chris, thank you very much. Your player of the game, presented by Geico, is E.J. Crawford, 26 points, plays all 40 minutes. Goes 8 of 15, helping his Iona Gales advance into Sunday's semifinal against an opponent to be determined. This is just the first of 4 quarterfinals. Chris, we got 3 more, including one tonight with Canisius and Manhattan.
Well, again, you take a look at these brackets here, just listening to Coach Kluse, not happy the way that basketball game closed out, but having that leadership from guys who've been around. He talked about having Crawford, having McGill, and Agee. Closing out that game was so big, but St. Peter's had an ideal opportunity to close that out.
Here's your MAAC Men's Championship bracket presented by New York Lotto. Iona, the first team through into the quarterfinals, partner.
The Gales survive and advance.
For my broadcast partner, Chris Williams, and our game producer, Andrew Kurtz, I'm Eddie Acapinti saying so long for now from Albany, where the final score again is Iona 73 and St. Peter's 71. We remind you all games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN. The 3-time defending champions, Iona. The top seed is through to the quarterfinals. If this is how the quarters are going to go, sign me up, partner. Canisius and Manhattan coming up after this. Thanks for watching, everyone.